I'm going to just jump straight into it, fam. When you overstay your welcome, and this is the quote I just posted. When you overstay your welcome in an environment you've outgrown, the environment will make it really uncomfortable for you to thrive. Take nothing personal. Your growth reveals what others are not doing. People want to keep you back so they won't have to see themselves. This is good. The caption on this quote is move forward. Don't stop what you are doing because you feel bad for those not showing up for themselves. Your moves alone will reveal what others are not doing. Most people don't want to see themselves. So here's the point. When you are focused on being the best version of you, when you are focused on being clear, aware, when you're focused on psychological freedom, when you're focusing on developing yourself, making moves, moving forward, remember, you're part of an environment. You're part of you start off in an environment, whether it's the people around you, whether it's the actual environment, home you live in, whether it's the block that you grew up in, whether it's the house you grew up in, whatever it is, it's a group of people that come together for a certain reason, right? The moment you start focusing on you, the moment you start becoming more clear, the moment you start becoming aware, the moment you change your priorities, the moment your relationships start to change, the dynamic of your relationships start to change, the people around you start to change. Now, what most people do, because they're afraid to outgrow their environment, they want to bring the environment with them, right? But most people don't want to grow. Most people don't want to be the best version of themselves. Most people don't want to get focused, right? So now you're in conflict. It's like, oh, I don't want to move forward because I don't want to leave this because this is all I know. But at the same time, I don't like this position I'm in. So I want to grow. I want to better myself. I want to get focused, right? Now, many people stop their growth because they feel bad that others are not showing up for themselves. This is big. Oh man, this is big. This is big because people will purposely limit their growth, stunt their growth, limit themselves because they're afraid to move forward without others. So it's like everybody around them is anchors, right? It's like, okay, I want the anchor because I want to see if I can bring people with me on this journey on my way up to wherever it is I want to go. But you can't drag people who don't want to show up for themselves, right? I mean, you can, but if you're dragging somebody, what happens? If you take somebody and you're dragging them and they're on the floor, what happens? And then you have 4 people you want to drag on the floor. Think about how inconvenient that is for you. And for many people who are afraid to move forward, who are afraid to, or who feel bad for moving forward, right? That is what limits them from growing or limits them from doing anything in life because they want to bring everybody else with them. So again, when you overstay your welcome in an environment you outgrown, and go check out this quote, go like it, go comment on it when this is over, or if you want to jump off, jump back on, like it on my Instagram. I just posted it now. When you overstay your welcome in an environment you've outgrown, the environment will make it really uncomfortable for you to thrive. So now let's just say, okay, cool. You know what? I want to still thrive, right? But I want the people around me I want to hold on to the people around me. Now, when people see you thriving, people see you grow and see you making moves, the environment will make it so hard for you to do so because you're revealing what others are not doing, right? You're revealing the truth about others. People are not showing up for themselves. People are not growing. People are not focused. People are not wanting change. So they will make it really uncomfortable for you to thrive. There's arguments. There will be comments. There will be judgment. There will be like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then you start to second guess yourself. You start to question yourself because you are focused on being the best version of you. So now you're like, damn, what do? I just want a better me. You don't understand, right? You get confused. I just want a better me. I just want to grow. I just want to make more money. I just want to become more aware. I just want to become more clear. But then for some reason, you start to see there's tension in your relationships. You start to see, damn, what's up? Like, why we arguing, or why there's conflict, or why there's this, and it's awkward. Again, it's because your moves are revealing what others are not doing. Your moves are revealing, right, how mediocre one has chosen to live their life. They're saying, I don't want you to grow because your growth shows what I'm not doing. And now this is not conscious. This is not something that someone's saying, okay, I'm going to stop their growth. No, it's a feeling. It's a feeling of discomfort to see you win. It's a feeling of discomfort to see you go on and move on with your life. It's uncomfortable to see you grow because it shows what I'm not doing, right? It's like, fuck, you're making more money? That I'm not doing this. Oh, wow, you're more healthier? Oh, wow, you develop more muscle. You're getting more clear. You're talking different. You're walking different. You got this new place. You got a new car. You got a new this. And it reveals what others are not doing. So the environment, if you stay within that environment, they will make it really uncomfortable for you to thrive. So now what do? Right? For many people, they say, okay, cool. I'm going to balance it. I want to balance both. They think they can balance both. They think they can move forward while bringing everyone else with them and slowly educate them to why they should change, But what you're doing is slowing yourself down, because the moment someone sees you making moves and the moment they start seeing you change and they're not saying, oh shit, they're not getting inspired by that, they're going to get discouraged by that, or they're going to ignore that. They're not going to want to see that, right? And I'm just talking about your environment and those around you, whether it's friendships, relationships, whether it's partnerships, whatever it is, it's the environment around you will either get inspired by the moves you're making or get discouraged by the moves you're making, right? Oh, this person thinks they're better than everybody else. This person thinks that they know it all. Oh, this person thinks whatever, right? So what it is you either move forward, right? And you move forward with confidence, knowing that the moves you're making is what's right and what's best for you and everybody around you, or you slow yourself down and live in mediocrity. And you slow yourself down. You miss opportunities. You start overlooking opportunities because of what people are going to say. You stop showing up for yourself. You stop being consistent. You limit your growth. You limit what you can do because of the fear of the environment disowning you, right? Pushing you to the side. You fear that. You fear, oh, if I do this, what are people going to say about me? And then I'm going to be alone, or I'm going to be this. I'm telling you, fam. And it goes to the comments. I mean, the caption I put on this quote: move forward. Don't stop what you are doing because you feel bad for those not showing up for themselves. Your moves alone will always reveal what others are not doing. And most people just don't want to see themselves. If you can understand this, that take nothing personal. Most people just don't want to see themselves. And you get me to see me because you are showing up for you. And then it makes me feel a certain way, right? So then, of course, there's going to be conflict. Of course, there's going to be tension. Of course, there's going to be unnecessary comments on why you're doing what you're doing, because you're leaving the reason why we got together in the first place. You've outgrown the reason to why we are together to begin with. And the moment you do that, it means that I am alone in misery, and misery loves company, fam. Misery loves company, and misery always finds company. A lost mind wants to be around others so it can create its own meaning, right? Think about it. Misery loves company. I love people around me. I want so I don't have to see myself. And the moment that you start working on you is the moment that I start seeing me. And I don't want to see me, so I'm going to ignore you. And if you stay within the environment where I don't want you, again, overstay your welcome in environment you outgrown, I'm going to make it really, really uncomfortable for you to thrive. I'm going to make comments. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that stuff? Why are you eating that food? Right? Why are you watching that stuff? Or why are you, oh, money's evil. Why do you want to make more money for? Just be happy with what you have. What else? I don't know, anything, whether it's more money, clarity, awareness, focus, whatever it is. Oh, I don't see you around in our family functions anymore. Oh, I don't see you around Friday nights when we hang out with the girls or the guys. I don't see you coming to this anymore. What's going on? And it's making it really just uncomfortable for you to thrive. So what do you do in this situation, right? What do you do in this situation, fam? And listen, it's funny how I can speak about this and so many people can relate, right? It's not just you that's going through that. If you are focused on being a better version of you, it happens to everybody. It happens to everybody because you start off with a lost and confused mind, right? You start off in the environment that you were brought up in, or you start off in an environment that's most comfortable. You start off around people who's like, okay, cool. Misery loves company, or culture, community. Okay, cool. The moment you start seeing the flaws within this system, which is the environment that you're in, the moment you start seeing the problems that were created because you're not focused, or you're not focused on yourself. The moment you start seeing the problems that are created because of these priorities is the moment that you make these small little changes, right? You make these small little changes, and slowly, when you make these changes, everybody takes notice. Whoa, that's not what we do in this environment. What we do is we're together to not see ourselves. We're together because of this reason. We're together because this gives us meaning, or this gives us most pleasure. This is what's most comfortable. We're together for a reason. The moment you make little changes, you're separating yourself slowly. It could be one thing, right? Let's say usually we get together, we eat, this type of food. And then now you're focusing on your diet because you want a healthier life. Now it's like, whoa, wait, you're changing your diet now? Okay, cool. I'll make little comments like, look, you think you're healthy now. And then slowly you change your workout routine. Slowly you change, you get the results of the moves you're changing. Like, you've changed your priorities, right? Slowly it's not something, it's little priority changes. Now the environment is like, yo, what's up? Like, what are you doing? Or like, why are you doing this? You think you're better than everybody? Or little comments start to come. Again, do not take it personal. Do not take it personal. Do not take it personal, because if you take it personal, you're going to think something is wrong with you. You're going to be, am I selfish, or am I wrong for doing this? Am I doing something wrong? Right? Because the environment is so responsive to the moves I'm making, but in actuality, people just don't want to see themselves. And if you can break out of that force field, if you can break out of that, right? If you could break out of that, and it's hard, right? It's hard because your priorities is all over your priorities up to this point. Your priorities up to this point have been the environment you've been a part of. And for you, and the environment could be a relationship, a person, the household, the neighborhood you grew up, the community you've been a part of, whatever it is, the moment you start focusing on you and everybody around you starts to see themselves, it's the moment that they'll make it really uncomfortable for you to thrive, because you being in a worse position or in a similar position as, let's say, if I'm as me, right? I'm struggling. I'm confused. I'm miserable. The moment that you start showing up for yourself, and it's like, I want you to be in the same level as me, and it makes me uncomfortable to see you keep going, right? It's like, no. What are you doing? Why? Why are you moving forward? Why are you doing that? Why? Like, what do you think this is? Like, this is what's most important in our community. But misery loves company, fam. Misery loves company. Misery will always find company. For you, you have to learn how to break away from that, show up for yourself. And then now when you come back to the community, when you come back to the environment, when you come back to that, right? Your presence now is a different presence, is a different person. Your presence become the present, right? Now you're able to help others because you took you went over here, bettered yourself, right? Became another version of you, have grown, made more money, became more healthy. Now when you come back, now it's really uncomfortable for many people. It's like, But you're able to provide more value to them because of the moves you've been making. So don't feel bad, right, for moving forward. Don't feel bad for bettering yourself, or I don't want to say bettering yourself because it's not bettering yourself. Don't feel bad for focusing on being the best version of you. Don't feel bad for doing what you know you need to do, right? Because other people around you are not doing it. Don't stop your growth for that. Does this make any sense at all, fam? Give me some fire emojis if this live is talking to you. Let's look in the comments and let's see if this live can relate to anybody who's on here. Give me some fire emojis if this live relates to you. Look at the comments, fam. Look at the comments. It's not just you. Look at the comments. Look at the comments. Give the fire emojis just to prove a point. Just prove a point. Look at the fire emojis of a bunch of people who are focused on growth, awareness, clarity. See, look at the comments. It's not just you, right? Oh, I feel bad for people around me because I'm outgrowing. It's like, no, dude, you can stop your growth and be mediocre. You can stop. And most people do. Remember this, fam. Most people do. This is why most people won't succeed. This is why most people won't grow to their full potential, because they always give in. They will always give in. Right? And most people do, no matter how much shit talking we do, right? No matter how much it's like, oh, yeah, let's go grow, let's go win. Most people will give in because the road that it takes to get psychologically clear, psychological freedom, awareness, clarity, focusing on problems, addressing problems, automatically changes your relationships, right? Because when your priorities change, so do your relationships. So when you're focusing on the actual solution to a problem, when you're focusing on just solving problems in general, while the environment you were in focuses on the best escape, the priority changes your relationships. So now the dynamic changes. And for most people, they're afraid of that and they're unwilling to go down this journey because they think it's going to be lonely. They think it's going to be something where, oh, I don't want to be alone. But remember this, fam. Those who bring the most value will never be alone. Those who bring the most value. Let me rephrase that. Those who bring the most value, those who are the best version of themselves, will never be lonely. And lonely is psychological. Alone physically, yes, you will be alone physically, right? Like right now, I'm in this place alone, right now, alone. But psychologically, I'm never lonely, right? So those who bring the most value will never be lonely. Will never feel, oh, why I don't have that, because you know there's people that you're always going to help. You know you're always going to be, your relationship dynamics start to change. It all starts to change. You provide more value, and then now every relationship is much more meaningful than the ones that come together just to focus on themselves, than the relationships of people who come together to talk about problems, or talk about why they wish things were different and they hope things were different and they pray things were different, but they never do anything different, right? So your priorities start to change. Your relationships become more meaningful. The people around you, your circle starts to change, right? But again, for many people, they will give in. And I understand, right? And even for those watching this right now, you have to understand that the only ones who continue going on this journey on being focused and aware and living with love and truth and and becoming clear, the only ones who continue going for psychological freedom are those who really want it. Other than that, they're going to want to, most people are going to want to balance out the misery. They're going to want to balance out, okay, I'm going to show up 3 days this direction, 4 days this direction. And they wonder why they're in circles, right? I'm going to show up 4 days for myself, but then the next 3 days, I'm going to give myself to others. And again, and that's okay. Whatever it is you want to do. But how can you understand that the reason why you continue to feel like you're in the same place and you're moving in circles is because you are prioritizing things that contradict each other, which means you are being pulled in multiple directions, and you're wanting to hold on to things that contradict each other, right? I want change, but I also want to stay the same. I want the unknown, but I also want to be within the known. I want to grow and be, the best version of me, but I also want to bring people who don't want to show for themselves with me, right? And that's what's difficult. And that's the struggle that people have. It's like, oh, well, I'm going to go 2 months here and then go back, or 2 weeks here and then go back. You got to understand that the dynamic has to change. It's not about cutting people off, or it's not about putting an end to certain things. It's about changing the reasons why you have these relationships to begin with, right? Which means the more value you bring to yourself, the more value you can bring to others. Now, instead of escaping with somebody, you can provide value to somebody, right? Whether they show up for themselves or not. So that means your energy, your education, the work you do for yourself is helping others just in case they want to show up for them. Does this make any sense at all, fam? Are you guys picking up what I'm dropping, what I'm putting down? It sounds great, what I'm saying, right? It sounds good. It sounds like, wow, Anthony, this is amazing. This sounds inspiring. This sounds, wow, you're talking to me. But at the end of the day, the only ones who really make shit happen are those who really want it. And you can't hide it, right? People can't hide if they want it or not. People want to balance the misery, or people want to like, oh, at a certain point when real changes have to be made, that shows when someone actually wants it or not. I missed some of it. Don't worry about it. I will upload this to my YouTube channel later today for sure. I'm looking up, scrolling up. All right, family. Last call of action for fire emojis, and I'm out of here. Again, I want everybody to show in the comments how many people can relate to this with their fire emojis this entire live. And what's funny is, and last thing, I'll leave it with this, is like, just go, how do you find me on YouTube? Just go to my page, go to my Instagram page, right? And on my highlights, you're going to see YouTube. And on YouTube, just click that. There's a link that goes to my YouTube channel. But just go to my page, my Instagram page. You're going to see my highlights. It's going to say Q&A, YouTube podcast. Go check that out. Just go to my Instagram page. You'll see it. Last thing is, because of the fear of going down this road alone, right? That fear of going down this path alone of freedom, of clarity, of awareness, to going down this path, out of that fear, a lot of people will want to look for like-minded individuals, right? This is a thing. So now instead of focusing on growth, instead of focusing on clarity, you have people wanting, okay, all right, I'm going to leave one environment in hopes I find another environment of like-minded individuals, right? So now one's priority is still to be around an environment that is just focusing on themselves rather than focusing on yourself, right? Rather than growth and saying, you know what, I'm just going to fucking go all in on this. What I see a lot is so many people say, okay, I'm afraid to go down this path. I'm afraid to go down a path of clarity, of betting on myself. I'm afraid of being the best version of me. So it's like, if I can find a like-minded community group of people, which then is also repeating what they just came out of. It's like, you're repeating exactly the thing that you came out of. Isn't that interesting? It's like, okay, I want to change my priorities. And then instead of focusing on the growth and the change and being the best version of you, is now like, oh, I want to connect with like-minded people and network and communicate. And it's like, holy shit, you're repeating the same patterns out of the fear of being alone. When you're never going to be alone, that's not even real. Like, you're never going to be alone, but the fear of being alone is like, oh, I want to connect with like-minded individuals who going to be, it's like, oh shit, you're repeating the same patterns that you just came out of, because eventually you're going to outgrow that same environment, and then the same thing is going to happen again. Instead of going all in on you and just saying, yo, listen, let's just go all in. And then everything that you want happens naturally. Like, everything you want happens naturally. Everything you want, the people around you start to change. The more money you start to make, it's a byproduct, not a focus. It's like it's a byproduct. It's not a focus. When you make it a focus, then your priorities is in the wrong place. So that's another thing that happens all the time. It's like, okay, I fear being this way. I fear being alone. So I'm going to connect with like-minded individuals of people who also fear of being alone. I fear being alone. So I'm going to connect with like-minded individuals who fear being alone. And then now we're going to fear being alone together in hopes we grow one day. It's like, this is really whack, right? Like, this is not it. This is just not it. It's just not it, right? You need to go all in on you, and everything you want is the byproduct of it. You would never be alone when you focus all in on you, because people are going to see you and be like, damn, man, I'm gravitating towards that energy. That energy is it. I love this energy. And once you start being more clear, more aware, more focused, once you start learning more, educating yourself more, those things happen naturally. It's not a priority, which means the environment, the foundation of the people that you come across, it's a different foundation. It's a different priority. It's like, no. We're focused on our growth. We're focused. And this just happened to happen, right? This happened because this makes sense. Rather than, oh, let me search for like-minded community and network and go around and start, adding people and start DMing and start going. It's like, oh shit. Oh, you're repeating the same patterns over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, instead of going all in on you and being the best version of you. So I love you, fam. I'm out of here. I know this makes sense. Trust me. I know that this makes sense. And I know that it's hitting for those, because I've been in that position, and I know it's so clear. I know it's so it's clear because I've been in that situation. I've been in that position. So if the shoe fits, is because I know this type of situation, right? And the moment you start going all in on you, everything you want is on the other side of that. Everything you want is on the other side of that. Focus on you, go all in on you, develop yourself, get clear, become aware, get focused, and everything you want is on the other side of that. Everything you want, and it happens without you even making it a priority. So I love you guys. I'm out of here. I appreciate you. I love you. This video will be up on YouTube. And I heard like 2 minutes of this and it resonates deep. You got to watch the full replay. The full replay will be up on my YouTube channel. Just go on my page, on my stories, and you will see it. I love you. I'm out. Peace.